Joys of organic farming, hey look, 27 acres here, all grown as organic wheat, but it's been an absolute fucking disaster. The wheat's only got to about 6 inches long, hardly any grain on it, and the rest of the field here is just infested with weeds. So over there behind me, there's John, he's the farm manager. He's got the topper on the back, writing the whole field off, just mow it down to mulch. Which ain't a bad thing on my part, because where they've harvested, I've got about 8 inches of bloody stubble here, and I can't get my coil to the ground, so hey-ho, let's get it fucking mowed down. Let's see if we can detect something out of it rather than grow anything. Oh dearie me. Hallelujah. 1 hour I've been up this field. I've dug 2 little scraps of lead. It's nearly as barren as metal as it is of wheat. But there's hope. Little tiny musket ball. I will persevere. There's John just turning around down there again. Look at the difference it's making between where the harvester had the stubble and now we're down coil close to the soil. Let's persevere. Perse-fucking-vere. I've been on the go for about 2 hours now. Look at the sad and sorry state of it. 4 buttons and a little tiny musket or pistol ball. On the point of heading back to the car, you know that, another button. But hang about, that's rather a posh button, isn't it, eh? Silvered, came out of the ground that way up, so I thought I was onto a completely silver button, but hey, as buttons go, I'll take that any day of the week. There's hope for more. There really is. If that's in here, there's got to be some coins. There's got to be some history in here. It's just how long is it going to take to walk over it? Oh yes, metalheads, we're in on the first coin of the field. Little bit of detail on there, monarch facing to the right, Britannia on the back. There's so much crust on that coin that it's either going to be William III or George III. Unsure at the moment, but we'll give that a bit of a clean up when we get home, see if we can get a bit more detail. It's slow going, there's not much in here, but there's no trash, which is pretty damn cool in my book. Copper coinage again, metalheads. George II this time. Much clearer profile on that. You can't mistake him facing left, can you? Little halfpenny. And I'm sure with a bit of cleaning, that'll come up a lot better. Now that's interesting. An ornate flowery piece. It's cast. It's not machine stamped, so unsure on the age of that. If it was pressed, I'd say Victorian, but well, I suppose it could still be Victorian. Georgian maybe. Bit of a furniture fitting maybe. Interesting. At long last, Another 2 hours of digging absolutely nothing. This field is pretty barren. There's no scrap in here. There's very few little background iron grunts. And a musket ball. Well, I've never been on a field as quiet as this in my life. Really is making me wonder. What's not happened here? Was it woodland or something at one point in time? Not had the footfall? Is it too far away from villages? I just do not understand this one. Well, there's my reward. I've got a coin. 3 hours that's took to find that. Look at the state of it. Just make Britannia out on that side though. There's a chance of Operation Pink stuff might sort something out there. I think that's George III, to be quite honest. Early 1800s, 1806, 1807. Still, give it a clean up when I get home, see if I get any more detail off it. Well, my metal-headed friends, the holidays are over and I'm back to the fields of Mercia. Look what I've got to contend with. This sort of under-ploughing, churn-up mess. It's not too sticky, but it's rather rough underfoot. Feels absolutely dead quiet, but down here, I think I've had my first find of the day. Let's have a look. Not exactly the greatest find in the whole world. Let's get it out of the shadows. But I think I've got some kind of little token there. Number 12 on it. There's a bit of promise here. Slight hope, I guess. But in 27 acres, there's got to be a hammered in here, surely. And of course, no livestock. So Barney's out. What do you say, Barney? You going to find something good for Daddy? Good boy. Well, you know my rules on showing buttons. Don't show the plain ones, only the more interesting ones. There's one with a flower design etched, engraved, that's the word, engraved into it. Rather a cool looking button, but it's still not a coin. Another little find here. Little parasol slider. Slides up and down the shaft of the handle to open the fins of the parasol umbrella at the top. Oh dear, do you want a parasol? It's incredibly slow, but it's steady. Probably the biggest target so far off the field. I think we've got a draw pull, to be quite honest. And the one saving grace, I guess, is that there's no scrap in here. So if I do get a signal, it's going to be something identifiable. Or so the theory goes so far. Now that's got me interest up a bit. There's some try and pull focus on that. What's going on? Some patination on there. Then it gets a bit thicker in profile from that end. First thoughts maybe a strap end, but back to the cold date of reality, it snapped there, so this would have continued down here. I think that it would have continued down here, squared off, and quite probably A very ornate Georgian shoe buckle fragment. Cool. Well, the perseverance has paid off. I've got myself a little halfpenny, but it's totally destroyed. Absolutely no way am I going to get any detail off that, either side of it. Probably write it off as Georgian, but might be a bit more modern. There's a bit of green coming through rather than brown, possibly Victorian. Not what I wanted for a coin. I'll take that any day of the week. What a cracking buckle that is. I'll place that post-medieval, so 16 to 1700s. Tudor pushing into Georgian. Stonker. Yep, best find of the field so far. Cool in the gang. Well, the boy's getting worn out now. He's lying in a trough in the field, and just down here we've had a little lead find, only a little net weight I think. Gonna have to think about getting him home soon. Finish this row and work our way back, and that'll do for the day. You had enough now, Barney? Barney? You had enough? Oh no, there's life in the old dog yet. Is that better? And as so often happens with this hobby, almost back to the car. Been all over that field. What we got down here? Little halfpenny, Dirty Bertie, Edward the 7th. That will clean without too much hassle at all. 1905 I think on that. Yeah, there we go, we've got a focus now. At least an half decent coin to finish the session. He's whacked. We're going back. Well, there I was moaning about how quiet that field is, but have a look at the finds board. It's absolutely loaded up. Mostly rubbish, but hey, it's finds nevertheless. But to pull this lot up, I put in probably 12 to 15 hours worth of detecting, so in the big picture it is reasonably quiet compared to what I've been used to. So from the top, we seem to have an imperial fuck ton of buttons there, the best of which I've pulled out. The starburst button, little 4-holer button from Gould's of Warwick. Nice to see a bit of local representation there. And the engraved flowers, they're quite nice. Over this side of the board, various bits of tat, pressed flowers, parasol slider, door handle, little doorknob. Some of this stuff looks incredibly old. I'm guessing that's bronze one point in its life and it's really deteriorated. Still, let's skip over that shit. Couple of eyes only finds, pottery, bit of earthenware with enamel on it. That's probably got some age to it. That other piece, that's just a piece of inkwell. Some lead finds, musket ball, weight, little teeny tiniest of bag seals. Moving on down, buckle fragments, George III coin, unreadable coin, token or something with number 12 on it. I wonder if that's something to do with shotgun cartridges. Then the better coins, Dirty Bertie, Edward VII, rather rough George III. That George II, that's come up a treat with the pink stuff. Look at that, all the fair old bit of detail on there. Even get a date off that, 1836. But my favourite piece of the lot, that buckle, and that screaming post-medieval 1650s, 1700s. So there is still a lot of hope for that field, a lot of hope indeed.